right. Just 9 minutes behind schedule. Some technical difficulties this morning, but we deal. We deal. That's what we do. Good morning. So let's go ahead and just get to it. I've got some frankincense oil that I'm using this morning. If you want to put some oil on, you can. Frankincense is really grounding. And I don't know, I've just been really needing as much help getting into my body as possible these last few days. Like, it's been really difficult. Sorry, admitting someone else to the Zoom room. It's been really difficult to, for me, hi Jackie, I've got you muted just so you know, to be human right now. Like, all I want to do is just meditate all day. Like, all I want to do is just connect to spirit and just like channel up. That's all I want to do right now is just like connect to the up, like connect to the light and the frequency and the power and the just, I don't know, light above all other things. The frequency of light is so, it just feels so good for me. It feels like better than like having my feet on the ground sometimes. So I don't know, maybe you've been feeling that way. But yeah, so anyways, that's why I picked frankincense oil, because it is really good for grounding. So let's get started. So just invite you to come into a comfortable seat. Just go ahead and close your eyes. Of course, if you're still lying in bed or something, that's cool too. Just close your eyes there. And just take a couple of deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And sometimes when we do our check-in for our 6 a.m. practice together, we let the breath just stay really easy and soft. And of course you can do that, right? You are practicing on your own, so you can breathe however you want. But I know for me, as I was kind of sitting here waiting to get started, it felt really good to just drop right into Ujjayi Pranayama, to ocean breathing. So if that's something that you are comfortable practicing or enjoy practicing or feel interested in practicing today, then I would invite you to find that breath. And if you're not familiar, a really good way to feel what that breath is you take a deep breath in through your nose, and then as you exhale out your mouth, you want to make a H-A-ha sound. Right? Like when you're like checking to see if you have bad breath. Like that. That's something we're not having to do right now because we're not having to meet people face to face. So that's what it feels like. But then eventually you get to the point where you do it with your mouth closed. So it'll sound like, if you can hear that. And try not to tighten through your jaw. It's really easy to do that when you're constricting in the throat. You want to leave the jaw soft and keep the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. So the tongue is behind the bottom teeth. So we'll start with just a minute or so of Ujjayi Pranayama, and maybe offer yourself the intention today of holding on to this breath practice throughout our entire practice together until we get to Shavasana. Like, stay with Ujjayi Pranayama if you can. And you will lose it. It will disappear. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, Ujjayi Pranayama. It's also called ocean breath. Sounds kind of like the ocean, like if you listen to a seashell. I think it sounds like a hot air balloon. That's like what it really sounds like for me, like inside my own self, is it sounds like that, like hissing of the fire in the hot air balloon. And as you're breathing, just take a moment to feel your connection to anything that's underneath you, anything that's below you, beneath you, whether it's floor or a prop or a pillow or bed or blankets, or chair. Just feel yourself connecting down. And then if you would like to set your own intention for your practice, an intention, something that you are creating or manifesting or wishing for more of or hoping for more of or less of, and it can be big and generalized like for the world, or it can be very small and personal for you, or both. Taking a few more breaths here. All right. So, it's chilly this morning. So coming onto our mat, or coming into your space, or just coming into wherever you're working or practicing from this morning, coming through hands and knees, coming through tabletop, and we're actually going to move right up into downward dog today. So go ahead and tuck your toes under and take your hands slightly out in front of your shoulders, a little bend in your elbows. Really press down in the palms, lift the knees, big inhale, and then take your time, exhale, getting up into downward facing dog, and feel free to keep those knees really bent to start things off this morning. Just start to pedal out those feet. And as you drop one heel towards the floor, let your hips move the same direction as that heel. So as your right heel comes down, let your hips go to the right. And as your left heel comes down, your hips will go to the left. And then your body's going to not always, but most of the time your body's going to offer you suggestions. Like, it would feel really good to do this. And it's not usually like in words. Stay in downward dog, keep moving through downward dog for a couple more breaths. So the guidance from your body isn't always in words. It's usually not in words. But it's just this like intuition, right? It's this feeling of like, this would feel really good. Or you just start doing it. Like all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, my hips are moving this way. Because intuitively your body is like, yes, this is what I want. So pay attention to those moments, those hits as they come. And really let yourself enjoy them. And that may mean that you totally drop out of whatever we're doing together and just do your own thing for a bit. And that's great. That's so great. On your next inhale, let's come into plank. Just getting right to it this morning. Just find some rocking front to back. Heels, toes, heels, toes. Little bend in your elbows. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock forward, toes. Drop your knees. Lift your knees. Exhale, knees. Inhale, lift. 3, 2. Last one, knees down, and plank, knees down, child's pose. And your arms can stay extended, your arms can come back. And I invite you to rock your forehead across the mat. My cat scratching at the door again, of course. And then we'll slide our arms out again. Go back up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, go ahead and walk up to your hands. Coming up into forward fold. And then take your feet maybe a little wider. Mine are about a foot apart. You could go even wider if you wanted to. And then just a little bend in the knees, forward fold. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then just start to rock your weight from toes to heels. You can keep your toes and heels on the ground, but you're just rocking front and back, feeling the difference. And then finding center, maybe a little bit of weight in the toes. The heels are still down. Inhale, bend your knees a lot. And then exhale, slowly make your way all the way up to standing. Shoulders will roll back and down. And then inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Let those palms touch. Exhale, go ahead and bring your hands into heart center. Bringing your feet under your hips. Inhale, let's take the arms out and up. Interlace the fingers, but keep the palms facing towards the head, so you're pressing through the backs of the wrists, drop the shoulders, and then as you exhale, we'll lean over to the right. And you're pulling your hands and your hip away from each other. You can look up underneath your left arm if you want. Inhale, back to center, feel your feet on the floor. Exhale over to the left. Be looking up under your right arm. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, just let your hands come apart. Bring your fingers together so you're making like little blades with your hands. Arms are straight up, shoulders are down. And then we're just gonna lift our heels, find a little wobble, and then exhale, lower the heels down, drop the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Lift. And you're super controlled as you lower the heels down. So it's not like you're not plopping down. You're lifting and you're controlling it down and your arms are staying extended. You're starting to feel some heat in your shoulders. Lower, lift, and lower. You're doing great. I know you are. I can't see you, but I know you're doing great. Lower. Or you're like, I'm not doing this. And guess what? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if you're like, I'm not going to do this part of the practice today. Nobody knows. It's all you. Let's go 4 and 3. 2. Last one, hold it. Bring your palms together. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale. Keep your heels lifted. And then bend your knees, slide your back down a wall. So you're not going to lean forward like chair pose. You're going to slide down an invisible wall. And as you lower, your heels lift even more. Your hips lower. You're going to start to find that point where your body's going to tilt forward no matter what you do. And then just hold there. Lift your heels a little bit higher. Relax your elbows. Pull your low belly. Feel it move back so you're not overarching. Belly's in. One more inhale, lift the heels. And then exhale, lower the heels, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. And exhale, fold. Let's step our right foot back into a lunge. And we're going to bring that back knee to the floor. And from here, inhale, let your hips drop, let your chest lift, any amount, belly in. Exhale, hips move back, front leg straightens, and you fold over. Or you might be like up here somewhere, maybe you have props under your hands. And then you're gonna go forward, inhale, chest lifts. You could even look up, stretch the neck, exhale, Coming back, straighten the front leg fold. Another option here would be low lunge, but instead you keep your toe tucked under, and then you exhale 2 straight legs. And then inhale, back to low lunge. We'll go like 2 more. Exhale, bring it back. Last one, low lunge inhale, and exhale. Inhale back to lunge, tuck the toe under. Exhale, left foot to right foot, downward dog. Inhale, come to plank. Holding your plank, rocking front and back. Toes, heels, 5, 4, 3, little bend in your elbows, 2, 1, downward dog. From here, inhale your right leg straight back behind you. Keep that right hip in line with that left hip. So you're going to be inclined to kind of open it up this way. We're going to go there later, but not yet. Flex that foot, so press through the right heel. And then little lifts without lifting that hip up. Activating the glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Exhale. Step it forward into lunge. Take your right hand to your right thigh. Back knee can be up or down. Left hand under left shoulder. Exhale, you're going to twist, looking up over that right shoulder. Drop those hips down. Lift that left hip up just a little bit. Belly is in. How's your breath? Have you lost your ujjayi breath yet? Exhale, bring your right hand down. Inhale, looking out in front of you, and then exhale, just bringing your left foot and stepping it to your right foot. Whew. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, reach the arms, palms touch. Exhale, hands come heart center. And then inhale, we'll reach the arms out and up, blades, palms separate, and then lift those heels. No heel raises this time, just holding here. And you might be tempted to just like reach up this way, like from your shoulders. Think about reaching up through here. Like hips are moving down, ribs are moving apart. Good. On your next exhale, bring your hands together, hands come to your heart. Inhale, lift those heels just a little bit higher. Low belly is in. Exhale, start to slide down that wall again. And of course, if this is too much and you need to lower your heels, that's completely fine. Do what you need to do. Slide, 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 until you find that point where you start to kind of tilt forward a little bit. Hold there. Bring that belly in. And then from here, you're going to do really intentional ujjayi pranayama like we started with, ocean breath. Or you're going to find some really low, deep belly breath of fire. So it's going to be equal parts force on the inhale and the exhale. So it'll sound like, you can see my stomach is pumping. You can do slow. Lift your heels or fast. Release the breath. Woo, my thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale. Woo. Lower your heels forward, fold. Take a breath. Inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. We'll step the left foot back to lunge. Bringing the left knee down. Inhale, lifting the chest, maybe gazing up. And then exhale, moving from the belly. So pulling belly button to spine as you move those hips back, straightening that front leg, folding. Inhale, forward, and exhale. We'll go 2 or 3 more times here. So again, another option would be inhale, and then exhale, 2 straight legs if that's more enjoyable for you this morning. Last 2. And 1 more. Inhale back to your lunge. Tuck that back toe under, lift the knee. Exhale, downward dog. From here, inhale, come to plank. Hold plank. And then as you like, you can lower down chaturanga push-up halfway. Or maybe you want to lower knees all the way to the floor. Inhale, lift cobra, or you're up in upward dog. And release. Downward facing dog, move from the belly. And then we'll inhale, we'll lift the left leg. So again, keep that left hip in line with the right, so avoid opening up this way. So it won't be, your leg won't be as high, that's okay. My right heel lifts a little. Whew. Little bend in those elbows and then little lifts with that left leg. 3, 2, 1, lift it up. Exhale, left foot steps forward to lunge. Left hand goes to left thigh, right hand stays to the floor. Exhale, twist, looking over that left shoulder. How's your breath? On your next exhale, go ahead and bring that left hand back to the floor. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, right foot to left, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Stay in your fold. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And then inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, we'll curl up. Inhale, let the arms reach out and up. Palms touch. Exhale, hands heart center. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Just checking in with your warmer body, maybe. Releasing the arms. Inhale, reach up. And yep, one more time. We're gonna lift the heels, I know. Hold them up. And then we'll bring the hands to the heart, exhale. And instead of hands at the chest, go ahead and bring them down to your hridaya, which is like your diaphragm, so it's a little below the chest center. This is more of your energetic heart space. Your fingertips might point slightly forward. That's all right, leave them there. And then exhale, we're gonna slide down that wall. And this time you're gonna lower, if you can, if it's okay for your knees, you're gonna lower all the way, down. And then lower your heels. Just wrap around your knees. Hug yourself in here. And then from here, with control, use your hands if you need to. You're gonna lower your hips to the floor and your legs are gonna float up into half boat pose, Ardha Navasana. Whew. Here we are. Arms can be forward, you can hold your thighs, hands can be at your heart. We're just holding. Take your arms up if you can. Whew.
Keep that low belly moving in and up. Straighten your legs if you can. Shaking and trembling. Take your arms forward, and we'll slowly lower, 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 all the way to the floor. Stretch your arms up overhead. Point your toes. Oh, arch your back a little bit. Bring your feet to the floor. Bring your arms by your hips. Take your legs up in the air. Feet towards the ceiling. So if you have something like a blanket or a pillow or a block, and you want to hold it between your feet, I like to go that size. You don't have to. You don't have to hold anything between your feet. Your feet can just be up like that. That's totally fine. So you got something between your feet or you don't. No big deal. Arms are down by your side. Whew. And you're just going to lower. Exhale your legs. About halfway. Lift them up, and then you're going to press into your hands, and you're going to lift your hips up. So inhale, lower your legs. There we go. Exhale, lift them up. Lift your hips. Inhale, lower your legs. Exhale, lift them up. Lift your hips. Good. 3 more. Inhale, lower your legs. Exhale, bring them up. Lift. 2. Inhale. Exhale. Lift. Last one. And lift. Keep your legs up. Whew. You're going to take your arms up behind you, so your thumbs are pointing to the floor. They're not touching though. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift. You're going to reach up towards your feet. Inhale, lower. You could also do this with hands behind your head. Exhale. Lift and lower. And lower. 5, 4, 3. Exhale on the lift. 2. Last one, we're going to hold it. Inhale, exhale, lift, hold. Take your arms forward. Turn your palms down, lift a little higher. And bounce your arms. If this is too easy, lower your legs. Oh God, so hard. Whew. Lift the shoulder blades off the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Knees to chest. So from here, I'm going to invite you to take your own journey, maybe through a vinyasa, maybe just to downward dog, maybe into plank, maybe an upward dog, maybe a cobra. Actually, let's all find our way into either cobra or upward dog. So you can get there however you want. I'm going to do like a spinal rock, back to plank, vinyasa thing. At least that's my plan. We'll see if it works. So getting a little momentum. And then I'm going to plant my feet and my hands and step or jump to plank, lower, upward dog, or cobra. So find your way there and hold. You could also do floating up dog. Sometimes that feels better for me with my toes tucked under. So just stretching out those core muscles. Maybe lift your chin. Pull your chest, your hips through your arms. And then we'll drop our knees and come into child's pose. And you can keep those arms extended, or you could bring your hands back by your feet. And maybe you're you're rocking, or maybe you're hanging out still. Maybe you're panting a little bit. Maybe your breath is a little heavy like mine is. Whew. Just breathing wherever you are. Just feeling that pulse in your belly, that heat in your core. And then we're going to come into downward dog from here. So inhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. And feel free to have maybe a little bit of a shorter stance in your dog. So like, you know, normally maybe your feet are back here. You might step them in so they're a little bit closer. You want to be able to have a really firm grip in your hands and a teeny tiny bend in your elbows. And we're going to lift that right leg up, and I promised you we'd open the hips, so go ahead and open that right hip up. You can keep the leg straight, or if you want to bend the knee, you're looking under that right armpit. Stretching a little bit more of those core muscles, and then we're going to straighten the leg and we'll drop the hip. So you're going to come back to square hips. I like to look under my body to make sure they're there. Maybe engage that glute, lift that leg a little bit higher. And then from here, your elbows are going to bend out to the sides, and your head is going to go towards the ground. And then up, so you're doing down dog push-ups. Exhale. Inhale. We're only doing 5, so that's 2. 3. 4. Last one. From here, inhale, come to one leg plank. You might have to take your left foot back a little bit. And then we're going to roll open to left side plank. See if you can keep that right leg floating. Mine just goes right down, so it's okay if yours does too. And then holding here, little lifts. You bring your hand to your hip, lift. You could use this right foot as a kickstand. 3, 2, one more little dip. Side plank, inhale. Exhale, plank. Hold it. Lower chaturanga here if you'd like, or you might just drop your hips, floating up dog. Downward dog, and then knees down. Child's pose. That left arm is probably singing to you, your left shoulder, left wrist. So maybe take the left arm behind the back. Maybe the right arm too. I'm holding opposite elbows behind my back. That feels pretty good. One more breath here. And then we'll come back up. So you got one more round of this. Downward dog. Again, a little bit of a shorter dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Go ahead and exhale that hip open. Maybe bend the knee. And then inhale, square hip, look under your body, make sure those hips are in line, press through the left heel. Maybe inhale, lift that leg just a little higher. And then elbows out, exhale, forehead towards the ground, or sorry, crown of the head towards the ground, inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, 3 more. Two. Keep that leg up. Last one. Exhale, forward one leg plank. And side plank, right side. If you can keep the left leg lifted, go for it. Mine does not want to do that. And then, little dips. The hips. Two. And 1. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, plank. And this time you're going to lower all the way to the floor. Turn your head to one side. Bring your arms back, palms up beside you. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat, feel your belly. Feel anything inside of you that's pulsing. And start to slow your breath back down. Ujjayi pranayama, ocean breath, hot air balloon breath. Maybe you turn your head to the other side, or you could come into any variation of full prostration here. So forehead down, arms out, palms down, or hands behind the head. Anytime you come into any variation of prostration, full, half, partial, whatever it is, you're just taking a moment of gratitude for the mirrors, the teachers, the students within you, the teacher within you, other teachers in your life, other people that you've taught. Just that teacher-student relationship that we all experience on so many different levels in so many different ways throughout any given lifetime. Just taking an opportunity to express some gratitude for all of those relationships, especially the one within yourself. Take 2 more breaths. And then we'll slide our hands under our shoulders. We're going to press up to hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, I wanted to play around with a little bit of inversion today. Now I'm not there to help you. So one really great option would be if you have a wall available, you could practice on the wall. So I'll show you, like if you were to have a wall, I happen to have this great wall right here. You want like a 90-degree angle. So we've got a 90-degree angle here, kind of. A little bit closer. There we go. Whew. And then I would just turn that around. And I put my hands down where my feet are. And just walk your feet up the wall. And it's really easy if you're up here like this. And you can just play around with that, right? It feels kind of nice. Drop your shoulders. Keep your core engaged. Or start to slide or walk your feet. Whew. Down the wall to come into more of an L shape. Haven't done this in a while. Whew, hard. So that's a great spot to be if you want to work on some more core strength. Another option, hands and knees, would be grabbing your opposite elbows. You could come into headstand press, so interlacing your fingers, pinky fingers out. Wrists, palms stay pressing together. Crown of the head goes on the ground. The back of your head presses into your hands. Again, you don't want to open your hands. Keep them together. Press down through your forearms a lot. Tuck your toes. Lift up here. And just see if you can get up onto your tippy toes. From there, if it feels okay, you might hug a knee in. You might hug another knee in. You might lift both knees. You might have headstand in your practice. And for those of you who are like, nope, 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 because that's often me with inversions, I don't do them a lot, you can come onto your back. You can come into bridge pose, hips up. This is a great inversion. If you have a wall, you could do legs up the wall. Plow or shoulder stand, if that's in your practice. I'm not a huge fan, personally, of shoulder stand, but you could do that if you wanted to. So the invitation is really just to play around with changing your perspective, getting your heart or your feet above your head in any way that you can.
So take another, maybe like another minute in that space. And again, if you're like, no, I'm definitely not doing that, you might just be laying on your back. Or maybe you're just sitting in meditation. Wherever you are, it is good. It is exactly where you should be. And then when you feel like you've reached a happy, playful stopping point, we'll come to seated. And we'll just come into a one leg wide seated stance. So extending one leg out, the other leg folds in. So you've got like half butterfly, half extended here, flexing that foot. Feel free to put some props underneath the knee if you'd like. Just sitting up nice and tall. And then we're just gonna slide over that straight leg. The opposite arm can go up and over. Some of you might be able to grab your foot. I like to sometimes just hold my head. You can take that arm, drape it behind the back, and support your head on that straight leg here. So you're stretching through the side body and also through the back, that part of the back outside of the spine. So just a couple of breaths here. And then from here, wherever you are, doesn't matter how your arm is, you're just going to turn your chest and fold over that leg. And it's going to feel like a really deep twist here. So you might hold the outside of that ankle or foot. I'm getting a lot of sensation through like this spot on my shoulder, which feels really good, but also like I'm stretching a really tight rubber band. For those of you who maybe are joining us from Facebook or Instagram, we got a little bit of a late start. So I'm going to go a couple minutes past 7. Feel free to drop out if you need to, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm going to go, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 minutes past 7 o'clock. And if you're like, nope, doesn't work for me, that's okay. That's okay. From here, slowly, you're just going to walk yourself over towards the bent knee. And you're going to walk as far back as you can. And then that arm that's behind you, bend the arm. And you're going to press into the arm and you're going to lift the hips up. I bring my foot to the floor. You could leave your heel. You could leave your toes up. You're just going to reach up and back. And then lower. A little kidney compression. And then we'll switch to the other side. So again, just starting with that side bend, so just kind of stretching down over that straight leg. And then if you want to extend that arm up and over, if you want to bring it behind the back, find some support here. Again, just opening up that side body, that open side of your back. As you exhale, you're just going to turn your chest, and then you'll have to, I usually have to kind of lift first and like really twist in my torso. So you're getting a twist here, spinal twist as well, and then dropping over that leg any amount. It helps to squeeze the belly in. So your breath is primarily flowing into kind of your upper chest and upper back. And then we'll walk over to the bent leg again. Taking that hand back behind you, little bend in the elbow. Lift the hips. And release, exhaling.
And then perhaps just coming into easy seated pose, a comfortable seat for yourself. And just take a moment here, close your eyes. Take your left, or it doesn't matter, try to take your left hand, stack it on top of your right hand, and then bring your thumbs together. And you'll rest your hands here in your lap, shoulders back. Belly is still engaged a little bit. You're sitting up nice and tall. Just taking a few really deep breaths here. And observing your body. Feelings, pulses, streams, tingles, blank spaces, whatever is going on in your physical body. Feeling again the connection to the surface beneath you. Here, release your hands, maybe release your belly. And just like we did at the beginning, only now you've got more open channels of energy, more open meridian lines moving through you. Take a few moments to move through any other postures or any other stretches, any other movements. So again, don't think about it, right? There's maybe that part of your brain that's like, once upon a time, a yoga teacher somewhere told me that all practices should end with this or that. Don't worry about that. Let this be for you. Let this be what feels good and right here in your body today, just as it is today. Tuesday, April 14th, 2020, day 4,000,007 of isolation and quarantine. What does your body need and want? And whenever the moment comes that you want to lie down or sit in meditation and release the hold of your belly, the Uddiyana Bandha, release the Ujjayi Pranayama, the constriction in the throat with the breath. Release any other part of yourself physically that you're holding, engaging. We engaged a lot today. Find your way to a lying down position. You can be on your back, you can be on your side. Honestly, you could even be seated if that's more comfortable for you, if you want to close in seated meditation today. And before we totally just let everything go and come into our Shavasana, we'll take a few breaths together. So landing, and then as you inhale, I want you to hold your breath, and I want you to squeeze, like squeeze your face, squeeze your fists, squeeze your belly, squeeze as many muscles as you can in your body. And then exhale, let everything go, exhale out your mouth. And then again, inhale, hold and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale. Let everything go one more time. Inhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale. Find any other little shakes, little shimmies, little movements. And
then like you are a trapeze artist who just finished your performance and now you get to jump off or fly off or flip off and land on that net beneath you. Let yourself fall, let yourself collapse. Let all of the tension go. Let yourself just free fall. Feeling caught, held, and supported by the safety net of the earth. All manipulation of the breath stops. All holding, squeezing, engaging of any muscles or locks releases. All expression melts out of the face. You might notice a sense of warmth or heat around your belly, along your spine, maybe in your chest. Maybe you notice tingling in your hands or your feet, your face. Perhaps you're starting to notice sound in your space or around your space. As though your bones are getting really heavy. Feel like your muscles are just lightly, softly draping over your bones like a blanket. Feel the weight of your body on the floor. Feel the tingling, the pulsing, the warming, streaming sensations. Maybe you notice at your fingertips, your palms. Where are the places within your body that feel warm? Places that feel cool those places in between, medium temperature. And maybe you let yourself swallow. And then maybe you take a deeper breath. And as always, you are welcome to stay and rest, meditate for as long as you want or need to. As you are ready to step into the next stages of your day, whatever they may be, move with gratitude as maybe you wiggle your fingers and toes. Move with gratitude as maybe you rock your head from side to side. Remembering that yes, you are here. That yes, you are here in this body. That yes, you are here on this earth. Not the earth is you, and you are the earth. Remember that I love you. Namaste.